Alright, so I have a nice little bunch here from one plant. This is from one plant, right? A 10 months old plant.
Forget about sustainability, you want to enrich ecosystems.
Every being is equipped to live a positive, energetic balance.
Keep it pruned.
We are cultivating abundance.
Not a problem to cut down trees, the problem is not planting them.
What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the Agroforestry Academy channel. Today I'm going to be talking about turmeric in agroforestry systems. But before anything, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell. It's the best way you can support us in our work. So let's get right into it. I've got this plot right behind me, and it's about 12 times 2, 3, 20, like 250 square meters, and it's got bananas, it's got castor beans, it's got a bunch of trees, some passion fruit, some pigeon pea, and some turmeric. And the turmeric is ready to harvest. So I'm going to talk a bit about turmeric and agroforestry systems and why it's one of my favorite plants. And also I'm going to show you how to harvest it. First of all, most people only know turmeric from in powder, right? Because people harvest the roots, they dry them up, and then they grind them into powder. But I just want to say that fresh turmeric is one of the most amazing things. It's one of the most amazing seasonings you can use in your food, and there are just countless health benefits that, if you research online, you're just going to find all of the benefits, and it's just absolutely delicious. I personally love it. So what I really like about turmeric is that it's a shade plant, right? It's the understory plant. It grows very well in shaded plots. So as you can see, this is pretty shaded, although it's a system that it's in the first year. So it's a crop that it just fits so well in between rows of trees, and even with more stuff around. So over here I had cassava, there was corn here in the beginning, there's castor beans, there's pigeon peas, there's just a lot of plants here overshading the turmeric, and still it just produces very well. It's a great crop for you to have on the edges of your row of trees. I've got some rows here, let me show it to you, because it just produces a nice green cover. Now it's not going to be so obvious because the turmeric is already ready to harvest, and then one of the signs is that the leaves fall over. That means it's ready to harvest, but you can see it grows here on the edges of my row of trees, and it had a nice green cover, so it's gonna be just a green perennial cover that you can have on your systems. One thing that's important, since it's a low strata plant, you really don't want to have it with other low strata plants. So for example, in the places where I have pineapple, I don't put turmeric because they're about the same size. They both occupy the low strata. I don't want turmeric competing with my pineapple because pineapple is actually my main culture, my main crop here. So I really don't want to have anything else occupying that space. But, if your main crop is not a low strata plant, if your main crop is something like bananas or sugar apple, which is the future of my plot, once I harvest the pineapples, or something like citrus or anything of the sort, and you are in a tropical or subtropical region, just definitely plant turmeric. It will become a perennial because it's pretty much a perennial. It dies off during the dry season, but it will resprout afterwards. So it will be cycling nutrient. It will be structuring the soil like most tubers do. Turmeric is a rhizome actually, but all of these tuberous roots, they are very good at structuring the soil because they hold soil in between the rhizomes, and those rhizomes, they will be decomposing and renewing year after year. So even if you're not harvesting that, they're just going to have a positive impact on the soil. They're going to be, protecting the soil by having that green constant cover, and you can just harvest turmeric any time you want. So let me show you here the bounty. This plot, I'm expecting to harvest something like probably 100 kilos or something, maybe a bit less. So this is a bit of the harvest. It's just absolutely beautiful. Check out the color. It's just amazing. Just amazing. So let's harvest one. You can do it with a small hoe. It's really not very hard to harvest. Let me put this camera here and get a nice angle. I'm gonna harvest this buddy here. Don't fall over. So one thing is important when harvesting turmeric. You want to avoid damaging the rhizomes. So you have to understand that the roots, they're gonna be spread. They could be spread in a all the way to like 20 centimeters from the plant, depending on how much it's producing. This one is not producing so much, so they're going to be concentrating closer to the plant, but still you want to hit the soil a bit farther from the leaves, because I don't want to damage the roots. They're close by. So, and then I'm going around the plant to make sure I loosen up all of it. I want to avoid losing rhizomes in the soil, so I don't want to break up the roots. They're very sensitive. They will detach from the mother plant really easily. Oh, there's somebody else here. That's what you get for planting agroforestry. Sometimes you get cassava in the middle of turmeric. There's an ant nest here. All right, here it is. Wow, this is a big turmeric. All right, this is just an outsider. This is a cassava. So I'm gonna dig out a bit to see if there's anything left, but apparently not. I managed to get all of the turmeric here, so let's clean this up a bit. I'm just gonna give a bit of a clean. So check out, look at the structure, right, that these plants do. They produce this crumble-like structure on the soil, which is really what you want. And get murdered by the fire ants. All right, so let's clean up a bit. I want to get a nice, there you go. As we clean up, as we detach all the different rhizomes, the soil starts coming off, and you get the clean turmeric roots. There you go. All right, so I have a nice little bunch here from one plant. This is from one plant, right? A 10 months old plant. Um, this is a decent harvest for first year plant. If you allow it to grow for a second season, it will produce more, probably more than double this. So this is a possibility, when you plant turmeric, you can harvest in the first year, and then you get, a small harvest. But for me, I'm harvesting it in the first year because I want to use this plot for other things. I'm not sure what yet, but I want to use it. So I'm taking out the turmeric. But if I allow it to go for a second season, oh, actually, also one of the reasons why I'm not allowing it to grow for a second season is because um, I didn't get such a dense population of turmeric because many of the roots that I planted, I don't know what happened, but they dried out, they didn't sprout. So I only got about like 40-50% of the field occupied. So this is something, so I'm not going to allow it to resprout because then I'm just going to have a half a field again. So if I want to plant turmeric, I'm going to replant all the roots, but I'm probably going to go for something else. I'm either going to come in with pineapple or ginger, I think. So you can allow it to grow for a second season, and it will grow bigger. I'm sorry, but the ants are just they're murdering me. I'm not on their nest yet, but the ones that had climbed my leg, they got to my arm now. Um, right. So you can allow it to grow for another year. It will produce more, and the leaves are gonna die regardless. So, like I told you, the sign that they're ready to harvest is when the leaves fall off like this and they start to dry out. Ideally, you want the leaves to be at least 50% dry, but you got to be careful because if you allow them to dry out too much, they might start decomposing and it's going to be harder for you to find where the plants are since after they dry out completely and they disappear, it's going to be hard to find the roots because you know where the roots are because you can see the leaves, the clump of leaves. So yeah, plant this, man. This is it's just brilliant. And then there's so many ways you can use it. You can make tea out of it. I really like the tea. Um, you can season all sorts of food. I love using it to as a seasoning for drying meat. So when I want to dry meat, I usually make a combination of garlic, black pepper, turmeric, and salt. And I just pass it on the meat, and leave it out in the sun to dry. It's one of the most common seasonings for rice here in Brazil. So it's just an amazing plant. And like I said, it fits well in your understory. So it will be a great ground cover. And that's it. All it requires is a loose soil, ideally rich in organic matter, and it will grow and it will spread out in your field and it will become a perennial in your agroforestry. All right, so thank you a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed our turmeric video. If you've got any questions, do leave them in the comment down here. Remember to subscribe if you like the work we're doing so that you receive your notification. We're releasing videos every Saturday, right? So every Saturday there's a new video coming out. If you're new to our channel and you haven't gone around a bit, go to our playlists. We've got a full agroforestry online course there for free, right? It's a 5-module course. It's a total of 25 lessons. So there's a card here, directing you to the playlist. So it's the best way for you to get acquainted with all of the concepts that we talk about. It's a total of 5 to 6 hours of course, so you definitely want to check that out. And if you really like our work, you want to take a step further and support us, here's a card to our Patreon account. You can join us there, and if you join us there, you're gonna get some additional material that we share with our patrons, and it's a great way for you to support us so that we can constantly improve our videos and our agroforestry training material. So, thank you for watching. I'm Felipe for the Agroforestry Academy, and I'm signing out.